3 reasons why dating is hard in your 30s, part 4. Let's go. Number 3. Trust issues. The repetition of being let down over and over and over again makes it hard for us to trust people.
That sounds like a you problem.
Let's talk about a few red flags that you should look out to when you begin dating a man. If he's in his 30s and he still plays video games and doesn't have a high-paying job. Why does this matter? Because if he's more invested in video games and he doesn't use that as a source of income, and he has a low-paying job, it shows you that he lacks ambition and he's never going to try to better himself, and you're going to be the one that ends up pulling all the weight in the relationship when it comes to the finances.
In order to keep a man interested and to keep him coming back for more, you're going to want to do this one thing. It starts with you turning inward, looking at your shadows when it comes to dating, looking at places where you don't feel whole, looking at parts of yourself that wants this partner to complete you, and you get to do that work within yourself. You get to come to a place of wholeness, you get to focus on you and become the queen that you know you are.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Glad to have you here. We've gathered today to cover some women dating over 30. Haven't found their luck. Universe is being mean to them. God is purposefully trying to hide their husband away from them. So let's start with this one, guys, and let's see what she has to say.
3 reasons why dating is hard in your 30s, part 4.
Whoa, part 4. Well, let me summarize it for you. Reason number 1, waited for too long. Reason number 2, you've dismissed all the good guys who are interested to have something serious with you. And reason number 3, you've been entertaining Chad for the last 15 years. Could it be that? I don't know. Let's find out.
Let's go. Number 3. Trust issues. The repetition of being let down over and over and over again makes it hard for us to trust people, especially new people.
So she kind of agrees with me. Now, number 3 is the whimsical way of saying I've been entertaining Chad for too long. You know, but it's the same thing. Trust issues. I mean, last time I checked, nobody put a gun to your head to date bad men. And look, we all make mistakes. It can happen once. But people who have trust issues, guys, and it's because they've been dating for the last 10 years the same type of men over and over again. It sounds more like a you problem, you know. It tells more about, speaks more about you than it does about the men you've dated.
Number 2, your ability to tolerate certain things. What you could tolerate at 24, you may not tolerate now at 34, which could be a good thing and also a bad thing. And number...
Okay, so number 2, I haven't watched this video, but she really does agree with me. Number 2 is she's waited for too long, and now she less patience, she's more nervous, she's more bitter, you know, she has been let down, punched around by her own choices. So I hope number 1 is she's been dismissing the good guys. Let's see what she has to say.
1. Your options are just limited nowadays. Since we are getting older, the pool is getting smaller, the places you meet people are becoming more limited, and because you're probably attending the same events with the same people, you're not really out there meeting new people. Should we do a part 5?
You can do a part 95 for all that matters. But yes, guys, she does agree with me at 3rd point as well. She says the dating pool is smaller, and that is because all the good men that have been chasing you around in your 20s now have realized, wow, I really dodged a bullet. You know, this woman not committing to me and leaving me on read and not paying attention to me or putting me in the friend zone, well, it really did turn out great because she doesn't seem like such a catch now, right? It happens a lot, guys, this thing where these women will dismiss a lot of men, and when they get of age, they will go back to the same men they have dismissed, saying, you know, trying to be with them, trying to get them as a provider. But guys have wisened up. You didn't want us when we were younger, we weren't that rich, and we were in it for love. You know, don't come back again now that you only look at us like a retirement plan. You've had all your fun and now you go back to the good guys that you've dismissed previously because you think that they're a good plan B, you know, to pay the bills. Not happening.
Let's talk about a few red flags that you should look out to when you begin dating a man. If he is in his 30s and he's driving his ex's car or a car that is not under his name, that should be a red flag. If he has an apartment and his ex's stuff is still in there, in particular the closet still has half of her clothes, please know that he's still waiting for her to come back into his life. You're just the comfort.
That's a good advice, honestly. Take it from the voice of experience here, the walking red flag, talking about red flags. Yes, it is a red flag for a man to keep things of his exes in his house. It's also a red flag for a woman to have a dating history which records all the 54 men that have walked through her, okay? A lot of women seem to find it a red flag for a man to keep a physical possession of one of her exes. Now, the amount of bananas that have been through your legs may not be something, physically quantifiable, but they still impact you nonetheless. Also, I just want to mention, I had a chat with one of my female viewers, one of the 5, and she talked to me about the tattoos, right? And I asked her, what is your experience? This is all in the comments. What is your experience, with tattoos? Do you find some patterns? And she said that these tattoos, they call them the Pinterest tattoos. You know, they like these really cheesy ones that are just one name in cursive or in Latin, one phrase or whatever. She said that they are, well, in other words, dumb tattoos that, are just like, oh yeah, let me get something on my body. You know, they don't represent anything. They're just as plain and as dull as they get. So it really shows a, personal trait, which is impulsivity, which oftentimes is a massive red flag in these women. Now, guys, let's continue.
In case she never comes back. If he has children and he keeps telling you that the baby mama doesn't let him see the kids, ask him for the custody order. That should be a major red flag. Because if you stay with this man, whatever he did to her, he's gonna do to you. If he's in his 30s and he still plays video games and...
Sorry, before we continue with the video games, it just turns out in society that most women get child custody. Why would that be a red flag? Oh, because you see, the jury didn't allow the man to keep the child because he was a bad man. No, they just hand it out to the woman most of the cases just because, because she's the mother, she can take care better of them. Oh, really traditional from you, wouldn't you see? For some things, guys, we're extremely traditional, but for others we're not. But from my experience now, it varies in different countries. But from what I've seen, if the mother doesn't usually pump substances into her veins, she'll get the kids most often than not. Or if the man gets them, he has went through hell to get those children, especially when they're young. Now let's continue.
To her, he's gonna do to you. If he's in his 30s and he still plays video games and doesn't have a high-paying job, why does this matter? Because if he's more invested in video games and he doesn't use that as a source of income, and he has a low-paying job, it shows you that he lacks ambition and he's never going to try to better himself, and you're going to be the one that ends up pulling all the weight in the relationship when it comes to the finances.
Again, guys, just for some things, we are really traditional, we are really old-fashioned for the things that benefit us, but for others, when it comes to us being traditional, oh, no. My man, he doesn't have to play video games. He has to focus on his career, on money, on providing just this really traditional thing, hey, which I have nothing against, I absolutely agree. But when it comes to women being traditional, forget about it. When we ask our women, please don't have a body count in the triple digits. Please don't spend your best years of your life entertaining chads. Oh, you can't stop me from being independent, I have to live life to the fullest.
If he has a victim mentality, if all he does is talk about how his parents ruined his life and he could have done so much better if his parents helped him, how his exes were horrible and he never did anything, and the world is just out to get him. If 2 or more women are out there saying that he hit them, that should be a major red flag. If he has kids and his own kids don't want to see him, that should be another red flag. Comment if you want to hear more.
In order to keep a man interested and to keep him coming back for more, you're going to want to do this one thing. Now, we all know that men are hunters. They love to chase what they can't have. They love to go after what they can't get. Because this is an innate quality, an innate characteristic, we as women get to play with it in our advantage. Now, I can teach you this concept from two places. One, from a very wounded and unhealed place, and the other from a very empowered, rooted, and whole place. So you've probably seen this topic talked about from a very wounded, unhealed place, but I want to bring you into the very empowered and healed place. So because men are hunters, they want what they can't have, the one thing you're going to want to do is allow the man to get uncomfortable. Allow him to get to a space where he gets to question what he means to you. What do I mean to her? What is this? Typically, as women, we're always the one questioning, what is this? When's the commitment going to come? We start to get wobbly in our confidence, and we start to want more from the man. While that's natural, it's beautiful to want more. Women want love, men want freedom. You get to play with the freedom that the man wants. So how do you do this from a healthy, healed, whole place rather than from a wounded place? As always on my page, it starts with you. It starts with you turning inward, looking at your shadows when it comes to dating, looking at places where you don't feel whole, looking at parts of yourself that wants this partner to complete you, and you get to do that work within yourself. You get to come to a place of wholeness, you get to focus on you and become the queen that you know you are. And because your energy is focused inward on becoming the best version of yourself, rather than outward on getting something from him, you naturally put yourself in the position for him to hunt, for him to chase. You're not doing it from this wounded place of, oh my gosh.
Guys, stop it right there. Am I the only one not understanding anything? Maybe I'm stupid, maybe I'm not focused, but I lost the point. I just don't know what this woman is talking about. Her whole monologue seems like a, GPT generated, you know what I mean? Like, some random words are healing, and he has to freedom, queen, love yourself, allow him to hunt you. It's just so many words and so many phrases that don't mean anything. Like, I don't know, guys. Is it just me?
Can I not text back? So then he texts me back and worries and wonders. No, you are actually consumed with becoming the best version of yourself.
All right, like, for example, what does it mean to be consumed with becoming the best version of yourself? Put that phrase in something pragmatic. Like, give me an example. What are you going to do? What am I expected to do if I want to be consumed with becoming the best version of myself? Do I have to go to the gym more? Do I have to deadlift more? Do I have to do 300 push-ups? Like, do I have to spend 3 hours of the day thinking about my life? What do I have to do? What does it mean? What are these words you're saying? Okay, when you're saying all these things that sound good in your head, but they, don't turn out to mean anything in real life, and there's no practical way in which you can implement them, you know that the advice is crap.
You are spending time with your friends. You are doing things that you love, and that is naturally going to exude this confident energy. Because you're not always available, because you're pouring into yourself, because you're not going to drop everything just to go hang out with him, because you're not begging for answers or begging for his time, he starts to get uncomfortable. He starts to ask himself, what do I mean to her? And that mystery alone will put him into his hunting role, where he gets to go hunt and chase you as you just frolic as the queen you are. And if you're like, okay, but how do I do the inner work? How do I pour into myself? How do I look at my shadows? How do I become whole? I have a solution for you. I'm hosting a 5-week embodiment program, an embodiment journey that's going to take you out of your head into your body. That's going to heal those fractured parts of you, those parts of you that do not feel whole, that are going to bring you back to yourself, that's going to help you fall in love with your life, find home in your body, and you're going to naturally exude confidence that men want to go hunt. If you want to know more about this, just tell me in the comments.
Guys, horrible advice. Horrible advice. Color me shocked. It's the first dating coach, life coach, divorce coach, empowerment coach that I see that gives bad advice. Now, up until this moment, all advice I've heard from these ladies was just shocking, you know. It left myself unresting, thinking about it all night, pondering about it. But this is the first advice that is bad. Now, why? Because men don't like to, I know, chase you around. Men don't like women who play hard to get or who act like they don't care. I mean, again, maybe it's just me and every other man I've seen in my life, but from what I have seen, men like it when a woman shows commitment and loyalty. They don't like this whole game. There is a moment for that, alright, maybe in the early culture period when a woman is, you know, playing a little, acting a little hard. But once you are already like a few days in, maybe a week, what is this whole thing of, yeah, I just don't care. I'm here with my friends. I'm empowered. I'm a queen. I don't care about you. If you commit, if you don't, I don't care. What is this whole attitude, man? Like, you think that men like that? That is gonna, you know, turn us into hunters and we're gonna hunt for you? No, we're gonna think that you don't like us. And in this modern day and age, what we're gonna think, given the many women who do that, is that you have a roster of 7 different men and you're just using us for our attention and we're gonna leave. All right. Just such a bad advice, guys. Such a bad advice. And wow, I just realized maybe you haven't been seeing this woman's eyes, hadn't noticed. Anyway, guys, what can I tell you with this advice, man? Just the best advice is to never listen to women giving dating advice. They just don't understand it. And I don't blame them, because it's men who do most of the dating game. It's men who, you know, chase and try to entertain women and all that. Women mostly just sit around and do little things here and there. So I understand that they don't get it. But man, when they give out advice, it really is bad. And this whole manifestation thing of, yeah, just show that you're empowered, act like it, fake it till you make it. It doesn't work. I mean, it's what this woman is doing. You can see she is moving around, she's gesturing a lot, she's speaking like, haha, I'm really confident, yeah, yada yada. You know, but it seems fake, alright? We can see it's not natural. Has you know, the wrong effect, where I see that you are faking it. I see that you are trying too hard to manifest yourself in an empowered way, and it just telegraphs to me that you are fake and full of crap, right? It's like a, I don't know, snake oilsman, you know, a fake businessman or something like that, who wants to sell you something, and he's being too pushy. You know, he's repeating too many times the same things. He's being too pushy, and you just, you know, you back away. You say, man, stop it. I'm seeing through this. I can see you're hiding something. It's the same with women manifesting, guys. It doesn't work, right? Not that I think that some of you believed it does, but if there is any woman out there who thinks that, oh, you have to manifest, it doesn't work. The things in life you succeed at are the things you naturally work for and you actually achieve, not the things you try to manifest or fake until you make, alright? So again, guys, really bad advice. But thank you for watching. Leave me your thoughts down below and I'll be happy to see you next time. Have a good one.